to that spirit of people pleasing, because a lot of times what you find, especially from people who have been delivered from a specific addiction or another, you sometimes, if you're not careful, you can trade off that addiction for another addiction. My husband likes to call it a dry drunk, is what he calls it. I don't know if that's a clinical term or not, but what happens is, for a lot of us, is so you come away from your addiction of whatever your drug of choice was. For some people it could be, drugs, alcohol, whatever. So for some people it's sweet. Some people, you can't walk past a candy dish to save your life without grabbing. No shots fired. That's it. The altar's open. So we switch our addictions up. And for many of us, the reason why we switched our addiction to people pleasing is, if we were honest, that was our first problem in the beginning.
Wow.
How many people started something, tried a bad habit because your friends wanted you to?
People.
Come on.
Wow.
Think about, I don't want to, I hate beating up on people, who have had a specific type of addiction, because everybody else likes to point on, especially in church, they like to go to that and just keep hitting it. Speaking of hitting it, think about how you had your first interaction with the opposite sex. For some of us, we got talked into things and out of things. And we moved ahead of schedule because we wanted to keep up with what everybody else said we were supposed to be doing. Now look at you all these years later, and you still struggle to have a successful relationship because you never got into it because you wanted to in the first place. You were just doing what everybody else told you were supposed to be doing. You got to be okay with being in your season, bearing your fruit when it's your time. Many of us want to try to bear fruit in the winter. It ain't the season for you to be, pulling out oranges. This ain't Florida. We live in Ohio. In the winter season in Ohio, we putting on our, our North Faces and whatever else. We're not going out and doing our gardening at that point. But many of us are building. Look at you, pointing. Many of us, we'll get to that here in a second. Many of us are focused in on trying to bring forth our fruit in a season that was never meant for our harvest. So then guess what? If you pull something off a tree before it's ripe, guess what it is? Nasty. Yeah, rotten, maybe underdeveloped. A lot of us have been functioning through life because we are underdeveloped. Why are we underdeveloped? Because we moved ahead of God. We moved ahead of ourselves. And now what we have to do in this season is be okay just being me.
Wow.
I'm so tired of gifted folks. I don't want to get in my message on Sunday, but it's hard not to with Pastor Eagle here. I'm so tired of gifted folk playing down like they ain't gifted. I'm so tired of smart people playing dumb. I'm so tired of people hanging out and keeping relationships with people who you don't even like, but you just don't know how to be alone anymore. So now you hanging out with folk doing stuff you ain't even supposed to be doing, and guess why you doing it? Because you don't know how to be by yourself. So God keeps letting certain things happen. He keeps saying, if I got to break your heart to break that bad habit, guess what? I'll do it 1,000,000 times over. For some of us, even if we were honest, the real reason why we ended up breaking some of our addictions is because it cost us so much, and we lost so much, and we got to the point where we were tired of losing. Are you tired of losing? Are you ready to enter a winning season? Jesus. The only way you can get into the winning season is you're going to have to go ahead and make that sacrifice that I can't serve God and my feelings. I can't serve God and your opinion. I got to serve God with gladness. I got to do what he wants me to do. I don't care who it offends. I don't care how quiet you get. If I'm going after God, everything else has to wait. Why you want to put God on hold? We talked about the voice. We talked about the voicemail on Sunday. Some of us then went a step beyond voicemail because you know God's on the line. You dialed him up. Jesus on the main line. Tell him what you want. You told him what you want. You know you got him on the phone. And then he says, okay, if you want me to give you this, I need you to do that. And you say, please hold, God, because I want to finish doing everything else I want to do. What if God says, I'm not going to wait on hold any longer? Either you are or either you aren't. Is you is or is you ain't.
Baby.
Take it or get off the pot. Figure out who you care the most about. Is it me or is it your circle of friends? Is it me or is it yourself? That's really what God wants us to do in this season. And that's why, there goes the timing right there. That's why the message that went out today about us learning to be silent is so important also. Because what we start to do is we start to get on track with life. We start to figure out that God is the most important thing. And we start to figure out, okay, I think I got this thing figured out. And the first thing we want to do is start running our mouths. You don't understand, until you clean up your circle, you ain't going to be able to tell everybody your business. Everybody's not happy for you. I don't care how close they are.